Today we're going to be testing the NIS5132-35GEVB, which is a monolithic IC electronic fuse evaluation board from On Semiconductor. The equipment we'll be using today include a DC source for our input and a multimeter to measure the output voltage. To begin the test of the 12-volt NIS5132, we're going to ensure that we have a 12-volt DC input connected between our 12-volt input and ground, and our multimeter connected between the 12-volt output and ground. We're going to start by applying 12 volts with no load at the 12-volt input and ground terminals, and ensuring that we have around 12 volts at our 12-volt output terminal of the board. We're going to ground the upper pad of the J-E12 jumper. The output should go to approximately 0 volts. When the ground signal is removed, the output should come back up to 12 volts. With the input voltage still applied, we're going to ground the 12-volt output pin and then remove the ground. The output voltage should go to 0 volts and then stay there when the ground is removed. After removing and reapplying the input power, the output voltage should come back up to 12 volts. Lastly, we're going to increase our input voltage up to 18 volts and ensure that our output voltage stays around 14 to 16 volts. This concludes the test of the 12-volt NIS5132. To begin the test of the 5-volt NIS5135, we're going to ensure that we have our input voltage connected between the 5-volt and ground terminals, and our multimeter connected between the 5-volt output terminal and ground. With no load applied, apply 5 volts to the 5-volt input, and check to see that the 5-volt output terminals are producing around 5 volts. With the input power still applied, we're going to now ground the upper pad of the JE-5 pin, and check to see that our output voltage goes to around 0 volts, and then back up to 5 volts when the ground pin is removed. With the input voltage applied, we're going to ground the 5-volt output and then remove the ground. We want to ensure that our output voltage goes to around 0 volts and then stays there when the ground pin is removed. After removing the input power and reapplying it, the output should come back up to 5 volts. Lastly, we're going to increase our input voltage up to around 18 volts DC. And we want to ensure that our output at the 5-volt output terminal stays around 5.95 to 7.35 volts. This concludes the test of the NIS5132-35GEVB. For more information, please visit www.onsemi.com or contact an authorized distributor.